I first heard about NanoWriMo about 4 or 5 years ago, but I never participated until this year. Why the change? I'll tell you on today's episode of The Creator's Journey. Hey folks, my name is Gary Karp, and welcome back to The Creator's Journey. If this is your first time here, welcome. I remember one of the very first short stories that I had written. It was in 3rd or 4th grade, and my teacher gave us all an assignment to write a short story based on one of the titles she had written up on the blackboard. She had what I did on my summer vacation, my favorite sports team, why I love my parents. But the one that really got me was my trip to Mars. That's the one I chose, and I loved it. Wrote a little short story. I got an A on it. I found out that I really loved writing because not only did I get an A on my assignment, that was pretty cool, but I loved being able to craft a world, to play God, if you will, in the universe that I created. I also love the fact that people would give me accolades, not only in good grades that I got throughout English, but they would read my story and I would hear them laugh, or I would see them smile, or afterwards they would come up to me and they'd say, "Hey, that was really good." And I'd feel good. It made me feel worthy. And so I started writing then, and really I haven't stopped since the 3rd grade. Since then, my stories have become more complex, the characters more intricate, more complicated. And it became a situation where I had all these wonderful ideas coming to my head for stories, but I would never finish them. And I've got a whole graveyard full of half-written stories and plot ideas that are just sketched out on napkins or in loose leaves or wherever. I decided that maybe I needed to learn a little bit about the structure of writing, the plotting of writing. And this was really against what I stood for, because for many years, I didn't want to learn about the rules. I was better than the rules. I was an autiste. And so I thought the rules were going to confine me. I wanted everything to be natural and organic and to just go where the story goes. Well, what I discovered is that when the story goes where the story goes, it tends to meander and never gets to the finish line. So plotting would be a very good thing for me. And so I took some courses in college, and I took some adult ed courses, and I bought books. And this is where I learned about the 3-act structure and the hero's journey. I found out that rather than limiting my stories, learning the rules of plot and structure and character development actually opened up my stories. It allowed me to write more completely, more complete characters, more complete plots. I now could see where the story went, where it began, where it traveled to, and where it ended. But still, even though I had all these plotting devices now, and I went from a plotzer to a planner, right? That's right. Plotzer, planner. I went from someone who just wrote off the cuff to someone who plans excessively and plots excessively. Whether that's a plotter or a planner or a pantser or whatever it is, I went from one extreme to the other is what I'm trying to say. And even though I did that, I still wasn't finishing my books. Yes, I wrote a couple of self-help books back in 2014, somewhere around 10 or 15,000 words. And I finished those and I put them out. But any works of fiction was different. I'd reach a point where I said, I don't know what to write for this scene, and I'd stop. Or I would just run out of steam for the story, and so I stopped. So that's why I joined NanoWriMo this year. Because I have two works of fiction. One is the Cavs McGillicuddy detective story, and the other is a coming-of-age story about a young lady who discovers that the world is not binary and that there are many choices that she can make in life and in relationships. And by hook or by crook, I'm going to finish these two damn stories. That's why I joined NanoWriMo, because I wanted the accountability. That's why I'm making this video, because right now I am holding myself accountable to all of you that are watching this video. And I want you to keep my toes to the fire. I want you to keep commenting on each video during the month of November. Hey, Gary, give us an update. Let us know how you're doing, because I want to finish at least one of those books, one of those stories. Now, to that end, I've heard a lot about Preptober. And honestly, I dove into the water before looking to see how deep the pool was. So I really don't know how to prep for NanoWriMo, except to sit down at my desk on November 1st, to open up Scrivener, and to just start typing until I hit 15, 2,000, whatever the word count is. So if you guys have any hints, any secrets, any tips that you have that I can use to get ready in the next week for NanoWriMo, I would really appreciate it if you would share them with me. Also, if you want to take this journey with me, head on over to the NanoWriMo website. I think it's nanowrimo.org, and hit me up. I'm at Creator's Journey, just like this YouTube channel. I'd like to get about 5 or 10 writing buddies in the community and have an accountability group. That's why I'm doing NanoWriMo. I'd love to hear why you're doing NanoWriMo. So let me know in the comments why you're taking the challenge. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so by subscribing. The button should be down there. And also ring the bell so you'll know whenever I post a new video. I usually do it once every week or two. So as we head on into the last week of Preptober and move on into the NanoWriMo challenge, I wish us all good luck and good writing.